you. So ghosting is a huge problem in today's dating age. With phones, cell phones, social media, ghosting has pretty much become the norm for how people tell someone that they don't want to see them again. They don't tell them, they just don't interact with them, okay? So usually what happens with ghosting is that at first she found you attractive, at first she liked you, at first she was talking to you, responding to you, excited to see you, but then the messages slowly stop coming in. They take longer and longer to come, and then eventually they stop coming at all. So what is going on here? Why did she stop doing this? Okay, I could make this video, an hour long telling all the reasons why a woman is going to ghost you. We could go in depth in each one, but these are the top 3 that I've seen, and usually it's one form of this or the other that gets women to stop responding to your messages. Thing number 1 is you started acting really needy, or she just encountered neediness from you. Basically, when a woman encounters neediness, nothing is going to repel her faster than you doing this. Why is neediness one of the most unattractive things a guy can do? Because as a woman, she needs a guy that can help her take care of a child. If you're the needy one in a relationship, she's got to take care of 2 children. Nobody wants that. That's a horrible situation for anybody to be in, okay? And although she's not always thinking about having kids, biologically in her mind, that's what's kind of happening, okay? Women do not like neediness in any shape or form. They don't even want it for a guy that they're just trying to hook up with, okay? But if you did hook up with her and then you start showing neediness, expect her to not want to hook up with you again. Thing 2 is going to be not showing enough interest. If you show too little interest in a woman, she's going to think you're not interested in her, and she's going to go for a guy who is showing you more interest. Now, a lot of times guys mistakenly think that they have to just not show any neediness and that will take care of the problem. No, you also have to show some interest as well too. Just ignoring her or just being so aloof or just acting like kind of a douchebag is probably going to repel her, maybe not as fast as neediness will, but it definitely will repel her. She's going to say, this guy's not really into me, and maybe another guy's showing her more interest. She's going to go for that guy, okay? So if you're not showing enough interest with her, ask yourself what you can do to start doing that in a non-needy way. Showing interest in a non-needy way is inviting her to do cool things with you. Actually asking her about her day and showing interest in what she's doing. Those kinds of things. If you're doing that, then she's going to know that you're interested in her. But if you completely ignore her messages, you don't talk to her at all, and you think that you're doing the right thing because you're not being needy, well, then chances are you're probably going to lose her. Obviously, showing too much interest and being way too into her too quickly can also repel women, and that's actually a form of neediness, but showing too little of it is just as bad as well too. Okay, thing 3 is going to be she found someone better, okay? Typically, if some guy is not violating the first 2 rules, this third thing can sometimes happen. It's not as common as the first 2, believe it or not. I find that with women, yes, she's probably talking to multiple guys, especially at the beginning, but usually if there's a guy that's better for her, or if there's a guy that's good for her, she's going to give that guy a chance. But if there's a guy that's better for her, then she's probably going to go with those guys. And a lot of times, it's not always something that you have control over. I've had women ghost me for that reason in the past too. Not recently, but basically there was this one situation that I had with a girl I remember way back in the day. We were talking for a while, and what started to happen was I started to notice that she stopped responding to my messages, and it was going really well, and I was like, I don't really understand what the problem was. And it was because she started seeing another dude. And I knew she was seeing another dude, and I asked her about it, and she was like, yeah, that's why I didn't respond to a couple of your calls, because I started dating another guy, and they're basically like boyfriend and girlfriend. The problem that I couldn't control was that she lived in another country, and this was actually during, I think, the start of COVID. Not much I can do there. If I'm not next to her and she's not by me, that's a better option for her. So a lot of times it might not even be your fault. Okay, so it's important to not blame yourself for everything. And if a girl ghosts you, don't beat yourself up too much about it. There might be a better option for her. And honestly, you should want people to choose the people that are the best for them. If she was better for somebody else, then she wasn't the best thing for you, dude. And as a high-value man, understanding that is going to make you a lot more confident and just improve your interactions with women in general. You're not going to be as tied to the result as much as some of the needy guys or some of the guys who are too much of an asshole are tied to, and that will free you up to actually be yourself and just have a better dating life overall. So hopefully you've seen from these 3 things, there's one commonality between all of them, and that's basically if something changes. When you attract somebody at the beginning and she's into you, but then you start acting needy, well, something changed. You're not that same guy that she was attracted to or that she thought she was attracted to at the beginning. And if you're not showing enough interest, then she thought you were someone, maybe you guys were texting on a dating app or something like that, and you're asking her out and you're doing all of those things and you're texting her because you want to get her out. But then you stop showing that level of interest, and then she starts, expecting you to do that, and you're not doing that anymore, okay? Well, then something changed. Then if another guy comes into the picture and he's a better option for her, well, that's something that also changed as well too, okay? That's the main reason why ghosting happens, and something changed. So basically, if you act consistently, you have a much more better chance of keeping those girls around. And like I said, you can do everything right and still get ghosted, and that's okay. But for the most part, for me in my life and the way I conduct dating, I rarely get ghosted. I'm pretty open and honest with people, and hopefully this trend of ghosting, as you get older and as you get more responsible and mature, you can handle things in a little bit better of a way. But if it happens to you, don't beat yourself up, dude. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and you'll find someone who doesn't do that to you.